Hey folks, Phil here for a quick announcement. Because of the support you all have given me over the last couple of years in particular, I'm able to be a full-time content creator over the summer. I'll still be teaching normally during the school year, but I won't be working a summer job to instead focus on my content. So expect to see more YouTube videos over the summer, as well as some guest appearances on other streams and things like that. If you are looking for ways to support me, these are some of the things you can do. But most importantly, just keep watching the content. If these numbers keep up, who knows, maybe in another year or two, this will be a full-time thing instead of a summer thing. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Pauper video. Today we are going to be playing with Ian S's Madness Burn deck list. So I have played against this a couple of times, and I have been really surprised by how resilient it is. So when you say a burn deck, you're used to thinking of these cards that just kind of go directly to the face, like Bump in the Night, like Lightning Bolt, or sometimes there's an extra step involved with things like Searing Blaze. But what is going to distinguish this deck is that this deck is going to do a decent amount of discarding with things like blood tokens. The blood tokens are an artifact that have pay 1, tap it, discard a card, and then sacrifice this artifact to draw a card. And that's a bad example. This is another thing that makes the blood tokens. And if you do this, you can discard cards with madness. And when you discard a card with madness, you can play it for a reduced cost. So the idea is you use a blood token to discard something like Fiery Temper or Alms of the Vein so that you can get a lightning bolt worth of damage out of your discard and then replace it with a new card. And this is kind of the key to this deck. So we have the blood tokens to discard. We also have a fodder tosser, which is kind of hilarious. And we also have some madness-based threats like Kitchen Imp. So we're going to attempt to use Faithless Looting, these blood tokens, and Fodder Tosser to help us burn out our opponents while setting up a card advantage engine as well. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. As far as the sideboard goes, there's some interesting tech here. I want to highlight two of them that I didn't know before I saw this deck list. The first is First Sphere Gargantua. Excuse me. First, Sphere Gargantua. So when this thing ETBs, you draw a card and you lose a life, and it has Unearth for 3 mana. So if you have blood tokens, you can just discard this and then treat it as an unearthable body. And this can also just be something you board in versus slower control decks. The other one that I thought was kind of neat was Swirling Sandstorm, which is a 4 mana board wipe, essentially. 5 damage to each creature without flying, if you control 7 or more cards in your graveyard. This is a little conditional, but this is much harder hitting than something like Fiery Cannonade. Otherwise, we just kind of have the usual assortment of a little bit of graveyard hate, a little extra removal, some graveyard hate, and some things to kill some pesky fairies and other small creatures. I think that's really all I need to say here. We're going to burn our opponent to death while discarding cards for bonus value. And I do love the madness effect. I've had so much fun playing with like the lizards, like the 8 Walla deck in Legacy. Anyway, folks, I hope you'll enjoy. If you do, please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Otherwise, throw me a like. That's one of the easiest ways to support my videos for free. Let's battle. All right, my opening hand here has no lands. That just absolutely has to be a mulligan. This has all the wrong color of lands. I think that also has to be a mulligan. I will keep this hand. I am not going to be ready for a Fire Blast anytime soon. Probably pitch a mountain from there. But this is not exactly how I want to start things off. This is going to be an exceptionally slow hand. Oh man, I hope we're not playing against Burn. Okay, we're potentially playing against like a Tron deck. Alright, let's play this and pass. With the intention of playing Carnarium next turn, and then trying to play Real Magic starting on turn 3. Goblins? Okay. Playing against like the first day of class Goblins deck. Alright. So I don't think I want to looting here. I think I just want to bounce this mountain and then save the looting for next turn when I can cast looting and then play 2 cards off of my looting so that my looting feels like a true draw 2. Alright, Deadly Dispute. Let's see if I can figure out what exactly is going on the other side of the battlefield. When I saw Star, I was thinking Red Tron. Dark Prospector put me in a different direction. I'm just kind of unsure where we're at now. Alright. Looting. Nice. This is so much gas. It is probably better for me to play a Kitchen Imp and a Fiery Temper than to just play Alms. So let's do that. I will cast both of these. There's my Kitchen Imp. Here's my Fiery Temper. I'm not sure if I have to kill Skirk Prospector. Not knowing how important this card is to this deck, I'm just going to go ahead and go Dome. Like, I would prefer to do some sort of, like, Searing Blaze thing on my opponent's creatures if possible. And this does have 2 separate targets. Okay, there's Wellspring. So, like, the Deadly Dispute portion of the deck seems relatively large. 2 mana. More Deadly Dispute. Here's a treasure token. Opponent has 10 cards in hand. Okay, there's Artifact Land. Again, makes sense with the Deadly Disputes. Okay. So Skirk Prospector is going to poke me for 1. Which I don't care about very much. See if I can get some information off of what they discard here. Unearth and Duress. Sure, Vampire Kiss is a fine draw. Just kind of thinking about whether or not I just want to, like, Searing Blaze this for 1. I kind of want to try and hit a land drop by looting, but it's a little risky. Let's maybe just play a Vampire Kiss and set up for next turn. The sorcery. Yeah, let's just treat that as setup for next turn and hit my opponent for 2. I have multiple very reasonable cards that I can cast here. I have theoretical lethal amounts of damage in hand. Red Memory. That's a transmute card for a Putrid Goblin. Yeah, this is indeed looking like first day of class combo. Probably get poked for 1 here, which is fine. And there's a lot of worlds where I die next turn. I probably have to kill this goblin. I can do something like this. Go ahead and loot with a blood token. I'll discard this. Cast it. Target you. Pay my black. Draw my card. It's a lightning bolt. That's cool. I've played a land drop. Choose target player. Use target creature. Nice. I'll attack my opponent to 3, and I've got them dead if they can't put the entire combo into play from their hand. They have 7 cards, so, like, it's possible they can do that. Okay, there is a Prospector. There's a Putrid Goblin. There is a Persist. The first day of class. Yeah, maybe I should have held up Lightning Bolt rather than played the Alms. Yeah, that was probably correct. So, Goblin Matron can tutor up something that can win. A Flame Weave Invoker. Okay, so my opponent's got the win on board, so I'm going to go ahead and concede to it here. That's fine. All right, what do I want versus this deck? Spellbomb seems reasonable as interaction. The Chainer's Edicts are playable. The Electricaries, I guess, are playable. I just don't have a lot of experience against this deck. I've only played against it once before, I think. Maybe go Fire Blast out for these. Daring Blaze feels slow. Like, it's good. It's just slow. I don't know if I should go for more interaction. I'm maybe just going to play it as is. That was also a mull to 5 on my end. Okay, so I have a bunch of Madness cards with no way to discard. I have 12 points of burn in hand. It's just very slow, though. I think I'll mulligan this. Yeah, this is fine. I don't really know what card to throw back. Like, the Spellbomb is very good, but doesn't really fit in with the plan of the hand of, like, use blood token to discard these things, get value. Although maybe if I only have one blood token, I just ditch one of these two and keep the spell bomb. That's probably reasonable. Junk the fiery temper and just kind of play out my Epicure on turn 1. And we'll see where my opponent goes. Okay, sure. That's fine. Searing Blaze isn't great currently. I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Discard my alms. Cast it targeting my opponent. Draw a different card out of it. That's fine. That gives me red. It is an ETB tapped land, though, which I don't exactly love, because I would love to be able to just, like, Searing Blaze a creature that my opponent plays here. It's just a Deadly Dispute, sure. My opponent is straight up on our discard already. Yeah, there's a spot where the ETB tapped land is a little bit of a pain. That's fine. I always poke for 1. Puts my opponent to 14. I think I just send that to Dome and just try to Goldfish my opponent. I also may end up just cracking the Spell Bomb early to try and find more fodder. That's fine. Also fine. This good here. It makes all future Madness cards good and just turns every card in my hand into a shock. Possible playing the other Epicure is better here. But if I just draw a Madness card, I'm very happy to have this thing in play. Okay, yeah, speaking of, I can go ahead and target you with this, discard the Searing Blaze, just put my opponent to 9, then Duress whiffs. Matron is good. Finding Skirk Prospector, that's fine. I can play Epicure. Blood tokens are discard a card, sacrifice this, draw a card. So the discard is part of the cost. Okay, cool. I'm probably fine just doing this, right? So do this, take the 1 damage out of it, use the blood token, go ahead and just discard this card, take a new card. Daring Blaze is kind of an awkward draw there. This is 2-player. Yeah. Or I guess technically 2-player or Planeswalker, but you know, it's Pauper. I'll crash in for 1. My opponent might just jump block. Yep, that's fine. All right. And now I'm kind of chilling. I have a Spell Bomb to help protect versus the combo. My opponent's at a low-ish life total, especially considering, like, Fodder Tosser is involved. Is this? Opponent's untapped and retapped these lands a couple of times. Okay, they're just thinking about how they want to pay for it. That's fine. 2 mana or a Putrid Goblin, sure. I don't know that I want to just fodder toss this Searing Blaze. Looting. I feel like I like looting. I hit Madness cards such a huge portion of the time. Yeah, so discard these 2. Have Madness off Kitchen Imp. Cast it. Hit my opponent for 2. Puts them to 6. And I've pretty much got things locked down here. I'm thinking about whether or not I cast this bump. I don't think I do. I think I leave up drawing a card with the Spell Bomb. Alright, that's sacking the star. Sacking another star. That's fine. So I will... Every creature enters the battlefield under your control. Sure. So this is the point where I should just go ahead and sacrifice my Spell Bomb. I will draw a card. Taking up a land, I will just discard that. So, do you have another Putrid Goblin in hand, I guess is the question. They do. Alright. So, I guess I will fodder toss a mountain at them, and then see if they have a win condition in hand. They have infinite mana again. Okay, they have the Invoker, so they have the win again. I'm not going to make them click through it. I will concede. GG's. Alright, round 2. I think I'll keep this opening hand. I think I'm just not going to play anything on turn 1. I think I'm just going to play Mountain Pass. Lots of red-black decks today. Wonder if we are Essentially playing against the same thing again. Could just be like Affinity too. Yeah. Needle is tilting in favor of this being Affinity now. Okay, there's a Lightning Bolt. Let's start doing this whole Faithless Looting thing. Ooh, multiple Fiery Tempers for the future. I'm going to discard Fiery Temper. Next turn, I'll cast Faithless Looting and discard double Fiery Temper. Maybe just discard Vampire's Kiss, since I don't have black mana yet. Yeah, I'll buy that. And we'll cast that with Madness or another Lightning Bolt effect. We're gonna hurt things pretty quickly. Oh, sorry. Alright, opponent's got a Frogmite. That's not that big of a deal. I don't like the Mirror Enforcer, but I don't know how much I care, honestly. I have so much damage that just goes directly to the face. I don't really need to cast Faithless Looting this turn. I can get my value out of Searing Blaze this turn. Maybe I should just do that. Searing Blaze, target you, target Frogmite, like so. Take my 3 damage. Probably correct to wait on this Lightning Bolt. However, I know what I'm about here. So we're probably going to see like a Deadly Dispute from my opponent here. That's fine. I have just so much damage here. My opponent has just tons of card advantage. Madness gets discarded into exile, not into graveyard. Just wanted to double check that. Super relevant here. And let's cast a Looting. This is just going to be discard double Fiery Temper unless something crazy changes. Yeah. That's 3 damage to face. 8. That's 3 damage to face. That's 5. I will play the Sulphurous Mire. If opponent does 1 damage to themselves in some way, I get to Fire Blast and kill them. I just have a kill next turn by playing Fodder Tosser, activated, discard Mountain, junk Fire Blast. Alright, another Mirror Enforcer is fine. I'll take 6 in combat here, going to 10. My opponent would kill me next turn, but I am intending on killing them first. I guess they can have a counter spell that messes with what I've got going on. Alright. That's them junking the graveyard. I assume they're drawing a card here and just getting rid of my Faithless Lootings, making my life just a little harder. Blood Fountain is fine. Epicure is really good too. Alright. Play an Epicure. That's worth a damage to my opponent. Float 2 mana. Just see if I can Fire Blast and just kill them now. Okay, opponent is junking a Chromatic Star. Don't know exactly what they'd be drawing to. Metallic Rebuke. I can just pay for that. Yeah. Alright, good stuff. I'll play a couple of Smash to Smithereens here. That'll probably be it. I don't really think I want to mess around with trying to be the control deck here. I think this is a race. Not really sure what I'm supposed to board out. I don't know what is least vital. Is it Searing Blaze? Like, opponent has creatures, but some of them dodge. Like, some of them, like Mirror Enforcer, are just too big. Opponent could bring the creatures back with, like, Blood Fountains and stuff anyway. I could see that. Like, I'm bringing in 2 other removal spells for it anyway. That's probably fine. The Fodder Tosser is also probably able to be boarded out. Okay, I don't think this hand has enough mana to just be functional. Especially since the land enters the battlefield tapped. I'll keep this and throw back 1 Rakdos Carnarium. This isn't the smoothest hand in the world, if I'm being real. Alright, is Forked Bolt just going to the face? Sure. Let's do that. I think my mana is likely to be pretty tight this game. Possible I should just, like, save that and try to loot it away into another card, but I've already got at least 1 thing that I'm going to want to discard instead. Play the Carnarium, bounce the Mountain, and unfortunately not use my mana this turn. Next turn I can start doing cool stuff, but opponent kind of has the chance to do their cool thing first. Yeah, like that's kind of the problem. All right, 3 mana to work with this turn. I might just need to smash Mirror Enforcer as to just not take a billion points of damage to that card over the course of this game. And I should probably do that now while Deadly Dispute is down. I really don't want my opponent to fizzle any of my burn spells. And then I kind of want another black source so that I can play Vampire's Kiss, discard Alms, and kind of get my value that way. If I don't find one, I can just like work on discarding the Fiery Temper instead. Like that's fine. All right, 2 mana. Vampire's Kiss you. Ooh, we are seeing motion. Okay, are you just gonna like sack for blue and then counter this? A very good tempo play, if so. Yeah, that is a Metallic Rebuke. Sure. Not pay for that. So I have 3, 6, 9. Just short of lethal amounts of damage here. But I can't fire them off quickly. Hey, another Vampire's Kiss. I like that. So let's attempt that again. It worked. There are some worlds in which I would like to do another play after doing this. Let's go ahead and activate one of these now. Go ahead and Fiery Temper you. Drop you to 10. There's effectively 6 because of Fire Blast. So I can potentially just kill next turn. If I draw another land. That'd be cool. I'll take 2 from Frogmite, going to 12. And we'll see if my opponent has a follow-up play. Chillin'. Okay, cool. Let's play this now. Let's activate the blood token. Discard the alms. Target you. Paying 1. Opponent to 7. Opponent doesn't have blue mana available. Go ahead and cast the alms on my opponent. Go to 4. And then I guess I will Fire Blast them on their upkeep. Galv Blast me. Sure. Do I need to Fire Blast now? I guess it's fine if I do. Sacrifice 2 mountains. There's the Deadly Dispute type card that can make them gain a couple life. Yeah, Reckoner's Bargain. But then I just get to play Fiery Temper next turn anyway. Although I guess if they sacrifice Frogmite, it leaves them at a higher life total. Yeah, that's Deadly Dispute. That's all fine. Yeah, I love that not being held up. Although I guess I have a treasure token for counter spells. All right. I can attempt to kill my opponent here. Does have flashback. And we will attempt to go for the kill. Like with opponent at 1, I don't really care if this trades with a counterspell, especially if I have a bump in the night in my graveyard that I can flash back. Yeah, that's fine. Although I probably get the kill this turn if I didn't Fire Blast last turn. Putting them to the test seems okay though. Like I just have so many top decks that can kill at this point. Spellspring is fine. Spellbomb is actively good for them. That means that they can just kind of junk the graveyard so that my bump in the night can't be flashed back before I kill because it costs 6. Frogmite is fine. I imagine this is sacrificing the Spellbomb. Yep. So approximately a billion top decks that get the kill next turn. So I guess they can have more Reckoner's Bargains and gain 4 again. Other Wellspring is fine. I think most of my non-land cards kill. Sure. Mana. Munitions. That'll kill pretty quickly. Yeah, Epicure is a kill here. Just going to ETB and hit my opponent for that last point of damage. I guess my opponent could have Blue Elemental Blast. Yeah, that should do it. Alright, and there is the win. So we're 1-1. Alright, round 3, we're 1-1 as of right now. This hand just doesn't really have anything going on. I think I'm just going to mulligan this one. Try to find something that has some synergy. This isn't it. I might keep this anyway rather than going deeper, because Fodder Tosser can make all of the future Madness cards good. I think I'm going to keep this, and I'm not sure whether or not I want to throw back Rakdos Carnarium or a basic land of some kind. If I want to Searing Blaze on turn 2 into Fodder Tosser on turn 3, I want to throw back the Carnarium. Otherwise, the Carnarium is just nice extra value. I think I want to be able to curve out if necessary. But I don't have enough reps with this deck to know whether or not that is actually the correct decision. All right, so we've each taken a mulligan. Let's see where this goes. We're potentially playing against fairies. I like this. I very much like that as a draw. And a turn brainstorm? Cycle Ash Barrens, sure. Or a mountain. I'm guessing we'll see pretty much immediately. Festival Crasher. Okay, so we are playing against, like, the Hot Dogs deck. Yeah, very, very happy to just Searing Blaze that creature. Let's do that. Choose target creature. Pay my 2 mana. And we're absolutely just going to save the Lightning Bolt. Ooh, Mutagenic Growth saves it. That's fine. Hopefully I don't die for that, because I very much can. This deck is hyper aggressive. Let's see how bad this is. I can Lightning Bolt it if they don't manage to just, like, kill me here. I think this is going to be attempt Lightning Bolt followed by Vampire's Kiss. I just don't want to try to do this on their turn and then, like, let them play a protection card on their turn. Yeah. That's fine. That is occurring. And then I will Vampire's Kiss them. They've done a decent amount of damage to themselves, though. Now, like, they could just, like, give this thing double strike and, like, absolutely ruin me. Like, that is very much a world that exists. But in worlds where that doesn't happen, I probably end up hitting pretty damn hard. Oh, it's actual factual Nivik Cyclops. Absolutely. A second Kitchen Imp. I think I just go for a kill rather than trying to dig for more removal. Let's just toss at their face. Discard a Kitchen Imp. Go ahead and cast it. That puts my opponent to 7. And with current resources, I have 6 damage showing and 2 blood tokens to try to get further. So I think I kill most of the time. Yeah, that absolutely does it. So this is just Water Tosser, target you, discard a Kitchen Imp. That lets me cast this. That puts them to 5. I will attack them down to 1. Down to 1. Down to 1. Float 2 mana. Fire Blast. Target you. And that should be lethal through Spell Pierce type effects. Ooh, it is a Dispel. So that is going to keep them alive. So I have to discard a card in order to do this. So, like, this is not active. My opponent is guaranteed dead. Let's see if they can sling together enough spells to kill me. It's very possible, because their spells are worth a lot of damage. If they can cast another spell, they get me. Yeah, and that is a Lava Dart, which is actually 2 spells. So we are going to come up a single damage short. That is unfortunate. All right. GG's. Let's go to sideboarding. Essentially, I just want extra removal. So I'll probably play Chainer's Edict. I don't think this is fast enough and consistent enough to actually be good. I don't think I want Pyroblast for Nivik Cyclops. Again, I'm a little unsure on sideboarding for, like, what I am supposed to take out. Maybe it's Fire Blast, because it's bad against Dispel and the blue elemental blasts that I'm guessing my opponent is about to be playing. Go buy that. Like, playing a Fire Blast when Flashback Chainer's Edict is potentially something that's in the equation is kind of questionable. This is fine. I'm not really excited about it, but it's fine. It's, like, awkward that I'm on the play with this hand, though. And my Searing Blaze is just going to be awkward removal. I might cast a turn 1 Faithless Looting with this hand to try and smooth it out. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I can try to wait it out. I think there's just enough good draws where I don't mess around with that. Yeah, your cantrip's fine. What did that do? Top, top. So I think I'm just going to cast this here and try to start looking for black mana. I'm going to play my land first, so if I find like a, what is it, Fiery Temper, I can discard that for bonus value. All right, not the best. I will discard Mountain. One Searing Blaze? Question mark. I don't know. Maybe it's just Vampire's Kiss. I really like the blood tokens. Maybe it is a Searing Blaze. All right. Definitely not the world's best Faithless Looting, though. Festival Crasher is fine. I think I'm fine attempting Searing Blaze this turn. Bad against Mutagenic Growth, but otherwise I'm very happy to use that spell here. As Chainer's Edict will be better in future turns where my opponent is also holding up mana. Red mana. Okay, cycle Ash Barrens to shuffle for the Brainstorm. That's fine. Another Searing Blaze. Okay. I wonder if I hold this land. It's better for like the Spell Pierce type cards to just play it out though. So let's play it out. A sorcery, so I'll just take care of this now and call it a turn. The next turn I can use a blood token to get Kitchen Imp into play. Unless I have to Chainer's Edict something. Which is very possible, honestly. Okay. It turns so bad if I Chainer's Edict and it just gets countered. But it does feel like the play. Okay, it just worked. That is fantastic. And hopefully I can actually get Kitchen Imp into play on my turn here. Oh, totally happy for another black source. All right. A1. Discard a Kitchen Imp. Yeah, opponent sat there for a while, so I don't know if they just stepped away from the keyboard or if they were actively thinking about some decision. All right, it's resolved. Sulphurous Mire. Okay. Play my land. Crash in. When it goes to 13. I draw like a Voldaren Epicure, I would like to play it. But otherwise, I'd rather better play around like Spell Pierce effects. So maybe I'll just slow my roll here. I also legitimately could just wait a turn on using the blood token, because the blood token might be better if I draw another Kitchen Imp. Okay, there's a fetch for Evolving Wilds. I was sort of expecting a play with how much my opponent was thinking there. Let's go ahead and just take some actions with some more mana available. I will do a pre-combat blood token here. And we'll discard the Alms. 1 mana common Lightning Helix is pretty sick. Alright, my opponent was thinking for a while. And finally, let this happen. Oh, it's another Alms. Sick. Alright. Let's bash in with the Kitchen Imp as a starting point. Brings opponent to 8. I do have a flashback Faithless Looting that I can potentially use next turn. Let's start with a Bump in the Night. Opponent's at 5. Let's call that a turn. I have a decent amount of graveyard-based value kind of chilling down there. I also just have a Searing Blaze that I can play at any point. Alms plus Kitchen Imp attack is also just lethal. So, like, that's a thing, too. Cyclops is fine. This is potentially a very, very good Faithless Looting if it resolves. I think I'm just going to get my Kitchen Imp attack in first, though. So let's start there. See if I get Lightning Bolted. I do not. I can also just like play a land, cast Searing Blaze into hardcast one of these things. That might just be better. The Faithless Looting or 3 mana resolves, then I don't have lethal anymore. Yeah. Searing Blaze, target you. Use target creature. This is lethal, so this will require a Dispel effect. Okay, and opponent does not have it. Opponent's hand must have been full of situational cards that like things that give like double strike, things of that nature. That was turn 8. That was kind of slow. All right, my Searing Blazes will be a little bit better on the draw. I can just like make my second land drop and then kill a Kiln Fiend type card that's played out on turn 2. Yeah, and this is a great example of exactly that. I will keep this one. Alright, no turn 1 cantrip, which is absolutely fine by me. See if they have a turn 2 creature. Oh wow, they kept a 1-lander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I really want to play the Rakdos Carnarium so that I have black for next turn. A little awkward. I think I'm good with it. Let's bounce the mountain back to my hand. I guess I can play Faithless Looting and just kind of use that to discard like a mountain or something. Yeah, discard mountain here. Then I end the turn with 7 mana still. Okay, opponent has another land. I'll Searing Blaze that away. Land drop, Searing Blaze, target creature. See if they have a mutagenic growth. Okay, it has resolved. So then I will go ahead and bump in the night my opponent. So do they just have like another Festival Crasher? Okay, it's just a Manamorphose. So they're using that to dig. Well, they've used it to get blue mana. So they can cast a cantrip potentially. Okay, they're going to use it to cycle an Ash Barrens, get more permanent blue, and then pass the turn. Seems like an okay turn to cast the Faithless Looting. Oh, perfect. There's Kitchen Imp and Fiery Temper. We'll cast both of these. All right, there's my Imp. There's Fiery Temper going at their face. I think I do just want to play the Epicure now, because it's worth a damage now. And then I'll bash in for 2, putting my opponent to 8. I have 3 damage on board, another 5 damage in hand. Feeling good about the current situation. I guess I can start with the looting from a blood token here. Discard the alms. Cast the alms. Oh, that's actually very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got Flashback Bump in the night to think about, but I think I just want to play Vampire's Kiss both this turn and next turn. So let's do that. Alright, that is a Spell Pierce. I cannot pay for. I will crash in with a Kitchen Imp. And opponent will have to get rid of Epicure and do a very substantial amount of damage. It is absolutely not impossible. Okay, so they are dead. I'll take that damage. And they die to any number of different things here. Such as Flashback Bump in the night. There's the Flashback Bump in the night, and my opponent is dead. GG's. We're 2-1 now? We're 2-1. Okay, so I'm a little unsure about this hand. On the one hand, I have so much gas. On the other hand, I need more land drops. And the blood tokens aren't really effective until you have 2 lands. I'm on the draw. I think I keep this. But I might have to use Faithless Looting to smooth out the hand. Mountain. Okay, super happy with this draw. So I can just play a tapped land on turn 1. And then, like, start going to town shortly thereafter. Mountain into Great Furnace. Spare supplies. Okay. Is this an affinity build? Feels vaguely affinity-ish. I just want to loot this turn. Play Swamp, loot, attack with Kitchen Imp, or do I want to say Faithless Looting to double Imp next turn? Just like Epicure next turn. Next turn I might need to cast a Searing Blaze. Yeah, I am okay with this. Let's loot. Discard Kitchen Imp. Epicure? Probably Kitchen Imp Epicure. And go ahead and cast this card. Crash in for 2. And just kind of get the aggression started. Is this technically a mountain? It is technically a mountain. Oh, we might be playing against like the Boros bounce deck, like the experimental synthesizer thing. That makes more sense. Land, Faithless Looting into Kitchen Imp, Fiery Temper. Sounds really good. Loot. Plan has not changed based on new information. Cast an Imp. Madness the Fiery Temper. It's just going to take out the flying blocker here. And the 2/3 butt is normally pretty big by Pauper standards. So that would have been a problem. Your Galv Blast is fine. I only get in for 2 here. I have a lot of damage that can go directly to Dome, though. Seeker of the Way. That is an annoying magic card. That is going to have to eat a Bolt or Searing Blaze or equivalent. If I had a land drop, I would love, love, love to Searing Blaze it, but it doesn't look like that's happening this turn. I am fine with just trying to bolt that down. There are worlds where our opponent could cast 2 instants, but those are pretty rare timelines where that actually ends up working out. Another Galv Blast. Another Galv Blast. And we'll do second main phase Epicure into a bump in the night. I have a decent amount of stored value. I have a blood token here. I have double Faithless Looting and bump in the night in the graveyard. But I kind of need to dodge Seeker of the Ways. Card is absolutely scary. I'd like to draw a land. Hey, it's a land. Let's play that. Let's Searing Blaze. I don't think I'm into using the blood token right now. Yeah, I don't think I'm into that. I think I'm just going to attack for 1. Opponent's not far away from death. Need to avoid some lifelink. And hopefully I can just kind of use like Fodder Tosser and Bump in the Night to kind of grind out the tail end of this game. Is this the one that scries? Yes. Wait, come back. 4 mana to scry. That's fine. Alright, there is another land. I don't mind the land. I can play Fodder Tosser. Fodder Toss this mountain. And then Fodder Toss the next card that I draw. And that's a kill most of the time. I guess using the blood token's kind of free, though. I'll just discard the mountain, replace it with a new card. Searing Blaze is almost really good. If I hadn't discarded mountain, that would have been great. But I think I am good with this line. And we'll call it a draw here. Not call it a draw. We'll call it a turn here. It's not going to be a draw. Someone's winning. Wellspring is fine. Like, my opponent is accruing good value, but their value doesn't matter. Their life total matters. Another Seeker of the Way. Great value from my opponent. Absolutely take some damage. I will toss some fodder. Opponent goes to 6. I will float 2 mana. Fire Blast you. Opponent goes to 2. And then toss some fodder. Opponent goes to 0. Alright, good stuff. What do we have for this matchup? Smash to Smithereens seems reasonable. I don't know if I want to play more removals for their creatures. Like, Chainer's Edict in particular is not great versus things like Samurai Tokens and Thraben Inspectors. I really like the Searing Blazes. Opponent is going to look at so many cards to see more copies of Woozy What's It. Seeker of the Way. I also kind of do need to get the 2/3 or Skyfishers out of the way. Maybe Chainer's Edict is a necessary evil. I can probably cut Fire Blast. Let's just see how this game goes with the deck in this configuration. Okay. I like the cards that are in this hand a lot. I don't like that I have a Rakdos Carnarium instead of just an untapped land for turn 2. But I think I'm just going to deal with that. I might just Faithless Looting here since I have double Epicure and try to find an untapped land or another Rakdos Carnarium. Discarding that and probably a Vampire's Kiss. I don't know. I can just discard an Epicure. Well, here's to hoping that I draw an untapped red land so I can Searing Blaze next turn. Like, it's not an issue unless they play Seeker here. Lone Missionary. Do I Searing Blaze that? If I Searing Blaze that, they can't pick it up. I would be annoyed if they picked that card up. But I think I just want to do this. Play the Carnarium, and then actually have access to black mana in the future. Yeah. Yeah. That's absolutely the punish. So it probably just becomes Searing Blaze O'Clock. Land drop, Searing Blaze that stuff out of the way. And I think I just waste my mana so I can keep the blood token for later. Bash in for one. Definitely fighting the uphill battle versus this deck if they have a bunch of lone missionaries for the post-board games, though. This is very legitimately annoying. Please don't core Skyfisher again. God damn it. Ah, very good. All right. Land drop. Repeat process. Vampire's Kiss as well. Opponent's still at 17, though, and they're about to gain 4 more life. I have gotten just absolutely maximum punished for... God damn it. Here go all my blood tokens. Yeah. This deck absolutely has my fucking number. Not feeling good. I think I want some multiple madness cards if possible before flashing back this Faithless Looting, but maybe now is fine. I don't really want these lands. I guess first let's see if they want to trade this creature for my Epicure. Alright, they do. I'm gonna play another land drop. I think I'm just gonna try to slow my opponent down. Smash one of their lands out of play. Hold up Fiery Temper. Actually answer the fucking Lone Missionary if they play it again. Alright, take your card. Alright, now I will flash back a Faithless Looting. Oh, God. Alright. I'll junk 2 lands and take my value here. But I am running on empty. My opponent is effectively at 18 life. Flint Hawk. Sure. This does not feel good for me. Sure. Another Glint Hawk. This is obnoxious. Alright, these Glint Hawks are going to reduce my life total extremely quickly. I think I have to play the Sorcery Speed one of these now. I think I can hold the Fiery Temper. But, like, opponent is effectively at 15. Because they just get to do this shit again. And so, like, the question becomes, like, now, do I kill this so they can't pick it up again? Or am I just, like, not winning any world where I don't point the burn at their face? Wow, the second Glint Hawk didn't attack. This is surprising to me. No, I guess they're playing around Madness, Kitchen Imp. I'm gonna go face. I think if they have the resources to pick that thing up again, I'm just not going to win anyway. God damn. Alright, make a land drop, call it a turn. I think I'll just concede to Lone Missionary being picked up again. Yeah, that's fine. Take your clue. My opponent is actively playing around my Madness creature. Alright, that's fine. Good God. I think, okay. Alright. Alright. I don't think I can win this matchup. Like, I have Seekers of the Way to worry about. I have these life gain idiots to worry about that are recursive. I can consider playing something like this. Doesn't feel great. I don't know how to approach this matchup. I don't think Fodder Tosser finishing the game is realistic. Board that out for a Chainer's Edict, and then I don't know. I can maybe go down like an Epicure or something. Absolutely not feeling good about this. This hand does nothing despite having a respectable mix of lands and spells. This hand sucks. I don't know that I can go to 5 and win though. My opponent has so much card advantage. Yeah. This just feels like a nightmare matchup. Oh god, there's life gain lands too. I mean, of course there are. That makes sense. I don't think I get in with Epicure a good portion of the time here. I'm just gonna go ahead and create my blood tokens this way. And assume that some portion of the time I just end up throwing away the Epicure. Okay, Wellspring's fine. Let's loot with a blood token here. Actually, if I'm going to cast Fiery Temper, I probably want to play my land drop first, even though that's awkward for Searing Blaze reasons. Alright. Blood token. Discard Fiery Temper. Madness. Send that at Dome. Paying the 1. Draw a card. There's a punish for playing my land drop first. There's Epicure. Although, I don't know, like, maybe I just need to use my mana efficiently. On 3 mana, opponent can also just, like, play Lone Missionary and just, like, bounce it with a Glint Hawk before I have a chance to meaningfully interact with it. Okay, sure, that's all fine. That's fine. Beat down. Daring Blaze this. Crash in for my 1. I have 5 points of damage that can go at Dome. 6 if Epicure is able to get in as well. Yeah. So I will activate this blood token if it is just going away. Actually, no, I won't, because this isn't draw then discard. It's discard then draw. I could get a worse card out of this. Just absolutely disgusting. I will Forked Bolt, 1 at Gorilla Shaman, 1 at you. Pay a red. And just poke for 1. I have 6 points of direct burn. I don't really want to blow up a Wellspring. Like, there's worlds where that happens. And sacrifice that for 3 life. Absolutely. Take your card. Seeker of the Way is a problem. I have to Lightning Bolt that in a lot of worlds. Not all worlds, in a lot of worlds. So, does this do anything when it dies? No. An opponent is tapped out. In that case, I am just going to smash that right now. Purely for mana efficiency. Here's hoping I just draw a 3 mana, or a 3 damage burn spell. I just have to take that thing out right now. Bash in for 1. I feel absolutely behind here. Like, I am ahead in terms of life total, but opponent has 7 cards. There's so many sequences of things that are just absolutely disgusting here. Yeah, that's annoying. Got rid of one of those. Alright, and they're just immediately cashing in for the life. Sure. Alms. Probably just have to get in with Kitchen Imp this turn. So let's do that. Bash in for 3. This is theoretical lethal next turn, but I don't know that I feel good about it. Makeshift Munitions. That's pretty good. Where is this damage going? Okay, that's just taking out my Epicure. That's fine. Alms plus Kitchen Imps is still lethal. Okay. There goes Kitchen Imps. And a Lone Missionary. Okay. Here's an Epicure. That gives me a blood token. Activate the blood token. Discarding this. Send 3 damage at your face. Draw a card. It's an imp. But now opponent can just get anything that picks this up, like a Glint Hawk or a core Skyfisher, and I think the game is over. I just don't think I can beat this deck. Damn close. But, like, the swings this deck are capable of are just absolutely insane. God damn it. Alright, at this point, I think my opponent has stabilized. I think this is the concession point. This Kitchen Imp can't get in. This mountain is dead. My opponent is at 13 life. My opponent has, like, dominated the board and can kill most of my creatures. I am comfortable conceding here. This is absolutely a nightmare matchup. All right, final round. Opening hand is definitely weird. I think I'll still keep it. Faithless Looting has fixed a handful of these hands. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. This is bad. I absolutely do not have removal here, and if you do not check elves with removal, they will do disgusting things to you. They will show no mercy, and they will attack you for 400 damage. Okay. How am I going to piece together a win? I don't have black mana, which makes a lot of this rough. I can't just, like, looting into Kitchen Imp and get that going. I think I am going to take this opportunity to discard double Bump in the Night and kind of hope that they just brick off. Yeah, like, didn't find Lightning Bolt, didn't find Forked Bolt or anything of that nature here. Oh god. How am I going to beat a Well-Wisher? I don't think I can Fire Blast it. I don't think that's a winning line. Okay. Alright, there's a Lightning Bolt. That helps. Let's discard Looting and, I guess, Alms. Alright. Not get my value there. I will Lightning Bolt the Well-Wisher. Yeah. So this is going to accelerate the clock drastically. Now I don't have the third. I haven't hit the third land drop to flashback these lootings or play Fodder Tosser. This is an unmitigated disaster. If opponent has a Lead the Stampede type card, I think I'm just done. Okay. There's a Priest of Titania. So I still get hit for a decent amount this turn because they just attack with the elf and oh, I see. So they have chosen to instead play around removal, which admittedly is very smart because now I don't get 2 creatures with Fork Bolt. Yeah, that was a good play. I think I'm just going to chill and try to create a better situation later. But like with 2 of these things active, oh fuck, okay, yeah, alright. 5 cards enter the revealed zone. That is 5 elves, including another Well-Wisher. Okay, okay, alright, alright. Not happening. And I don't have any sweeper other than Swirling Sandstorm. Oh no, I do have Electrickery. Okay. So I can play Electrickery and Swirling Sandstorms. Those help. I don't love Chainer's Edict. My opponent is just going to be better at drawing than I am, and I still do need to just kill my opponent. Chainer's Edict is just like not going to kill the thing that I want it to. I think I'm going to go Fire Blasts out. Otter. I don't know. I am like very on the fence about how insane this card is. I have also drawn it an insane number of times for it being a singleton card. Just like a recursive way to trigger these madness cards. I don't know. It's probably an expendable card. Epicure is also maybe expendable. Like that card is just like not going to get in damage. So it's only worth the blood token and the one that it's going to get. Probably a keep. It doesn't have any of my insane cards, but it has like looting to set up madness stuff. I don't know, maybe I just like can't keep a hand that can't interact with multiple elves. We'll see how it goes. Like I have some Fork Bolt hands and such that are just going to be very powerful. Speaking of, how greedy do I get? I think I'm willing to get a little greedy. I will just Vampire's Kiss here and try to get a 2-for-1 with Fork Bolt next turn. I can absolutely get punished for this. My opponent plays something like a Birchlore Ranger. Oh, this is going to be good. It's going to be really good. Hell yeah. Alright. So, land, Forked Bolt, kill 2 elves, Vampire's Kiss for 2 more damage. I have 4 blood tokens that I can use for these sorts of things. Okay, that was good enough to get the concession. We now have to do the same thing on the draw, which is harder. I don't think I'm going to make any changes. Alright, I will keep this Forked Bolt hand. I don't have black mana yet, but that is what it is. And I think I am going to attempt to extract the value again. I think getting the 2 cards here is important, and then I can do a Searing Blaze for another creature on turn 3 instead. God damn it. So much for my Forked Bolt. Alright, that's very, very good. I will probably just remove this elf now. I miss 1 direct damage to face for taking this line. I think I'm good with it. We'll see, though. If opponent kept their hand based on the strength of that, then I can make them stumble from here. Like, I can maybe do good things. Oh, they're bouncing with Quarian Ranger to get a Priest of Titania in play. They 1-2. That's fine. Go land, Searing Blaze, target you and the Priest, and get my damage in that way. I put opponent to 14. I have a respectable, but not insane amount of burn in play. I'll take 1 from this Quarian Ranger. I'm not worried about my life total. I just kind of need to keep my opponent stuck on resources if possible. Yeah. I'd love to draw one of those Swirling Sandstormy cards. Damn it. Damn it. All right. This is a very good looting turn. So this will be looting. Huh. That is more interesting. Discard Fiery Temper and Kitchen Imp. Then we'll go ahead and Madness Kitchen Imp into play. Do Fiery Temper. Target the Well-Wisher. And kill it. And bash in for 2 in the air. Oh, fuck. They have Reach. I'm actually good with that, though. Which one do I kill? Which one's scarier? Finhorn Elves? Probably Finhorn Elves. Probably. Alright. That was hasty on my end. I would have realized that if I went just a little slower. Alright. That's fine. Okay. Guardian Ranger recycles that land. There's a priest. That's okay, I'll take 1. I probably need to answer this priest, which probably means playing Faithless Looting to look for lands. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, there are lands. This is 2, this is 3, this is 2. Maybe get rid of Epicure and Swamp here. I think I'm going to hold my land until next turn, in case I want to Searing Blaze. Missing the land drop isn't great. Okay, another God, why are they Jaspara Sentinels? Like, that is rather annoying that they are 1/3s specifically. Like, I can Electrickery and kill 2 creatures. I don't know how good that actually is. Versus just Searing Blazing the Priest of Titania and playing Vampire's Kiss. I think I'm into that. Alright. Goodbye, Priest. Vampire's Kiss, and I think I'm on the plan of try to get to 9 direct damage before my opponent top decks Lead the Stampede type card. Or otherwise just kills me with the combat step. Alright, let's Blood Token away and Electrickery and see where this goes. Fiery Temper, that can go to face. Fodder Tosser, discard Electrickery. Fodder Tosser, discard Mountain, that's 4. Fiery Temper, that's 7. I guess I can just pretty safely do this now. Discard the Fiery Temper. Send it at opponent's face. Whirling Sandstorm. I absolutely can board wipe with that next turn. I think I'm going to work towards Flashback Bump in the Night with my mana. Yeah. Okay, so I need to dodge my opponent drawing something disgusting this turn. Hopefully they just draw an elf that they play out. I'll take that damage. Okay, there's an untap. There's replaying the land. Okay, fantastic. Alright, so I absolutely have Threshold. 5 damage to each creature without flying. If there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, there are. Alright. Boom. Alright, there they go. And now, with a land drop, I have Bump in the Night, and I can also just finish this game with Fodder Tosser. Okay, there is a Morph creature. Cool. Land drop. Rakdos Carnarium. Bounce that mountain. 2 mana. Searing Blaze, kill your Morph creature, which is a Birchlore Ranger. Then I will go 3 mana, play Fodder Tosser, and 2 Fodder Tosser activations kills my opponent. Okay, yeah, an opponent realizes that. And we pulled together a 3-2 in this league. Overall thoughts on the deck list? Mixed. It's possible that with better piloting versus the first day of class and like more matchup experience that I could have won that first round. I'm not sure without going back and kind of rewatching the video and examining the lines closely. So it's possible this was a 4-1 league. But I felt just absolutely like trash against the Boros synthesizer deck. And I don't know if that's a good place to be. That deck is, or at least was when I was last kind of watching Pauper more closely, relatively popular. Popular? Okay, we're moving on from that. So I don't know how I feel about that. I I drew this fodder tosser a billion times, and maybe that's just because like I look through so many cards for a Rakdos deck because I have the blood tokens and like the Faithless Lootings and stuff. Um, Card was frequently good. I like this deck. I don't know that I can critique the deck building all that well. Like Whirling Sandstorm feels slow to me, but like Scoreboard, it just did disgusting things versus elves, and like I never boarded in the Gargantua, for example. So I'm unsure on some of the specifics of this deck list. I like this general strategy, I think. Without more reps, I don't feel like I can critique the deck fairly. There were some times where our mana was awkward, or we kind of had weird combinations of cards. This feels a little slow to get going, but relatively resilient. This deck gets a big thumbs up for me. Ian, thank you very much for submitting this. I really enjoyed playing this one. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button on the way out. I would be happy to play more Pauper content. Donation information for that is available in the video description, as is the deck list if you want to try this one out yourself. Have a great rest of the day, folks. See ya!